Okay, second attempt recording this. Hopefully no interruptions this time anyway. So, Doctor Who Ripoffs, back again. Feels like a long time since the last one. Probably it has been. So we're starting off strong here. So we have the Skaro Swirl vinyl box set, which someone wants over £1,000 for. Oh, and they want £9.50 postage on top of that because, this is from November 2023, which at the time, I think you could still get the standard version at the time. So yeah, basically the Skaro Swirl version was an Amazon exclusive version of it, where basically rather than just standard reg vinyl, it was basically splatter vinyl or marbled vinyl, whatever you want to call it, where it had sort of a splattery type pattern on it, or swirl in this case, and also you got an edging of the Dalek Emperor on the final one, Sing 6 or 7 part, so there was only, three and a half records, and then just edging on the other side. If you got the standard one, I think it was the TARDIS, but those were the differences. But even so, you could find this cheap at the time. Like, I know records can go for a lot of money, but something as new as this, nah, absolutely not. And the fact that they've got the nerve to just go, I want over £1,000. Also, it's a really weird price as well. £1,019.99. You couldn't have just made it an even thousand, and then to want another £9.50 postage on top of that. Yeah. Which, it might be £9.50 postage, to be fair. To be the slightest bit fair, because, it's 4 records in a big, thick box. So, the weight of that, because I think they're all 180 gram records. But yeah, just insane pricing. Why would you? I mean, look on Discogs. I remember I got mine, because the price of Doctor Who records goes all over the place. I got mine after they sold out for £40. So, yeah, price does vary. Anyway, these. So, these are interesting. Vintage 1986 Doctor Who role-playing games, paperback set. Now, these are obviously from the US, and to be honest, if you're in the US, might be worth it. I don't know. I don't really know anything about these, to be honest, but what is a rip-off here is the postage. Absolutely no. Like, why is it become so expensive? Like, for 2 paperback books. Also, what's interesting is the costume Tom Baker's wearing there. It seems like it's a bit of a hybrid between, his season 18 costume and his earlier costume, because he's got the brown hat. The coat, I think, is meant to be the burgundy one, but yeah, it looks a bit more brown than burgundy. And you've got what I'm assuming is meant to be Elizabeth Sladen there. I don't know. And then you got Death to the Daleks, so. But yeah, I just go. Thing I'd never heard of before or knew existed until then. So, yeah. 11th of December, I'm assuming that's 2023. Yes, it is. Okay. Next one. Non-Doctor Who related, but just want to be aware, there's a lot of things on this. If you see someone on this on Facebook Messenger, that seems too good to be true, at least at the time it was, it's probably a scam. Also, sometimes there's things on there that just seem to be like a joke. Yeah. Also, like, people think my room's messy. What the fuck is this? Some sort of disaster's happened there. Absolute disaster. Why have I got this screenshot in here? I can't remember. They just go all in the same folder. Yeah. Anyway, back to Doctor Who rip-offs. Yeah, these screenshots are so old and that they're just going to follow. Sometimes I forget to remove the ones that aren't relevant. This is an interesting custom. So this is a custom Dalek operators custom. Now, that is meant to, who was inside that Dalek? Well, it was John Scott Martin who was inside the Supreme Dalek. It's an interesting custom. I don't know where they've gotten that head from or whether they've made it themselves and that, but I think it's a bit much, to be honest, because all they've done is basically just chop the head off a Dalek and then, gotten this head and put that on there. Whether they've made it themselves or not, I don't know, but something they could have done is, because obviously this is an original release one, is do the ball joint silver and that, and the neck rings be gold as well, so, but, yeah. Where were we at? I mean, the head is just going to be odd. The whole thing is just really odd. But this thing is really, really overpriced. Now, this didn't come from me. This came from someone else who owns an iPhone. I can't remember who. I think it was shared on a Doctor Who group somewhere. But 13th Doctor set. What the hell is that price? What the hell? 17 grand. Sorry, no, 1,800. So it's £1,800. But hey, free delivery. At least this person had the sense to give you free delivery. But my God, just for a set that literally B&M could not shift for the life of them, to the point where basically, I think was this one of the ones that ended up in Forbidden Planet? I can't remember. I think it was. But basically, the only reason anyone gave a shit about this one in the first place was for the Weeping Angel figure. And I think this might have been one of the first ones in a B&M wave where there was two variants. There was obviously this one, the solemn, face version, and obviously there was a screaming version, but my God, who in their right mind would do that? Why? They just fascinates me. I wouldn't be surprised if it's someone doing this, just to make a joke post on eBay. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, can you see this? Because this is not a rip-off in the traditional sense. No. This is someone trying to really badly to pretend that it's a factory error. Except, obviously, this is being opened. You can see where, in fact, you can see just there where the string is being cut. So, yeah, no, it is not a factory error. But something else you might notice, they're not the same. Nope, the one on the right, that is the sound effects version. And that you can see, obviously this one's more of a silver and that one's the more bluey type silver. Also, the eyes as well, slightly different blue on there. But yeah, this is the sound effects version. You can even see the little gap round there, the push button there. But yeah, someone really badly is trying to pretend that it's a factory error. In fact, there's a picture of it opened. And that as well. And the thing is, if you have look, you can even see the bloody... Yeah, no. That is not a factory error. Like, you would not get a factory error like that in a set. You wouldn't. You might get, one or two of the same Dalek, but it wouldn't be one is a sound effects one, the other one isn't. You just don't get that. And the thing is, if you do get a factory error, here's the number one rule. You don't open it. Because as soon as you open it, you can't prove it's a factory error. You can't prove it's a factory error if it's opened up. Especially if it's something of, meant to be, two of the same date. But yeah, just, no. When was this? 2024. January 2024. I mean, to be fair, if you got this for like 30, 40 quid, it would still be it would actually be still a really good deal. But it's just completely false advertising on what it actually is now. Here's something. Who remembers the UMD? If you don't, it was a proprietary format for the PSP. Although if Sony had their way, it wouldn't have been. But anyway, it was basically the format for the original PSP. And basically, it was essentially, a miniature disc inside a protective caddy. I think, obviously Sony, if you know the history of formats and that, obviously they kind of looked at mini disc, looked at the DVD, and kind of went, right, combine. And that's what the UMD is. I can't remember how much you could get on a UMD. I think it was something like, was it 1.4 gigabytes or something like that? I don't know, but it was perfect for the Doctor Who, volume range where there's only a few episodes on there. And the thing is, they would either be in DVD, in like full DVD quality, only slightly, or sometimes slightly below DVD quality. But, yeah, basically you weren't essentially losing out. But, Series 4 Volume 1, I think was the last of them, and is also the rarest. And that's, which, yeah, no, just not worth it. It is the rarest of them, but absolutely not worth it. I mean, not worth it to watch on your UMD. I mean, if you did want to watch Series 4 Volume 1 on a PSP, what you could do is get the actual DVD, rip it, and then easily transfer it to your PSP because it played MP4 files. And that. Never actually owned one. Though I do have a PS Vita, which was my brother's. But yeah, continuing with that. World of Books now. This is Series 1, Volume 2. $180.99. The thing is, this is probably one of the most common ones I've seen. This and Volume 1. Like, Series 1, all of Series 1 was available on UMD. I think Series 2 and 3 were all available on UMD as well. Again, only as individual volumes, not as complete series. But yeah, $180.99. Now, same day, same time. Oh look, I could buy it for literally £1.50 on CEX. And this is from World of Books as well. Like, literally, like, they're not worth anything, most of them. Like, you can make a case for this one, and that you can make a case for this one, because obviously, with the last one, I don't know where it's got all these logos and that on there for, but whatever. But it was the last one, it's the rarest of them, and that, though, you can still find it cheaper than that. You just have to go hunting around, but this one, 108. Why is it 180.99? Fuck knows. Why is it at a price? But literally, CEX, like, admittedly, if you don't have it in a store near you, you'd have to pay, I think it's £2.50 postage or something. But still, nowhere near that. Nowhere near that, so, yeah. Cheap, fast. Wow, yeah, that's absolutely that. Absolutely. Here's that listing, gang. Sold for £39. So someone got a pretty good deal there, to be honest. Like, to be honest, at the time, it'd probably be worth it just for the sound effects one alone. So, yeah. Someone actually got a good deal with that one. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Well, yes. I remember what these were about. Yeah. I had a we're gonna go a little bit off topic here, but at the time I had a backwards compatible PS3, well, still do, and basically a common problem is they're missing the little panel over the SD card readers. And look at the price of that thing. Like, you could basically buy a PS3 for that price. Like, the flaps for these were basically the same price as finding a console. Why was it so insanely expensive? Now, that was pretty good, but it's from a website I'd never heard of, so I never ordered it. But that was actually more on the more reasonable prices. But yeah, look, for a little bit more, I could get one. And that with that. Anyway, Doctor Who figures. £500. Okay, that was all. So there's only 2 images. So all sets come with boxes, so they're just empty boxes above and that there, so you can see all the ones you get. And now, when was this? This was February of last year. And I think £500 is a bit much. So in particular, the top shelf got History Set 1, History Set 2, 3, and 4. We've got an Invasion Cyberman, but without his gun. We've got the Sensorite Sex. We've got the first Doctor TARDIS. That's the first B&M one, I believe, from the looks of it. It's got the Neo Lantern. And we've got the Troughton TARDIS, and that's the sound effects one, and the other Troughton TARDIS. Looks like there's another dark set behind there. We have David Goodison Davros, so he's missing the panel, some figures falling off there. I mean, £500. It's not ludicrous. At least not at the time, but it is pushing it. I think it is pushing it at £500. I don't think it's insane. But I still think that's overpriced for that. At least they do, at least, like I say, all sets come with their boxes. So at least they all came with their boxes and everything, so, there's that. But, yeah, I think with a few exceptions, like David Goodison Davros there, who seems a bit out of place considering pretty much everything else is a B&M release. Possibly not the Invasion Cyberman, depending on which release, because obviously he was released in a B&M 3-pack. Twice, actually. So, we'll see with that one. The Macra Terra Steelbook. £250. And it talks about how, it's limited edition. It comes with a bonus disc. Which, yes, it does. But you want to know what's on that bonus disc? Gridlock. Nothing else. And it's confidential cut down. Not its full-length confidential. No. Just the cut down version. And it's on a Blu-ray disc. So basically you've got about an hour's worth of content on a single Blu-ray disc. Like, seriously, they could have easily fit that on the other disc. On one of the other 2 discs. Yeah. Oh, and £5 standard delivery. But yeah, £250. No. Like, it's not even worth that now. It's not even worth that now. And I never would. Like, if I missed out on a Steelbook release, I would just get the standard release if I couldn't find, if it was only available for these insane prices. The only one that is worth anything, really, is the Shada Steelbook. Because its bonus disc does actually, have something of worth on it. Because, to date, it is the only release that has the 8th Doctor webcast version of Shada, so the animated one, very, very slightly animated, and that there isn't much animation in there because it's a webcast and because of its budget, but it's the only one that includes it physically on the disc. If you buy any other version of Shada, either it's not included at all, or if it is just a link when you put it into your disk drive to open it on a website as a Flash animation. Unfortunately, since Flash no longer is supported, it no longer works. And that for the most part. So basically, it was the only way where it was like physically on there on the disc. You didn't have to put it into a PC or anything. It was on there. You could watch it, like purely just off the disc in any standard Blu-ray player, which I do have. I've also ripped it to MP4. So yeah, I hope Quantum Leap's happy. This I just found funny. Everybody's a roundy or a squarey. So this is apparently a very rare 1975 Mr. Men book, which I think went for quite a bit actually, but something I've never really heard of. Ah yes, this was something where basically as soon as I clicked on the link, it had sold. But I wouldn't have bought it at that price anyway. But it is the rare gold movie Dalek by Product Enterprise, the radio controlled one. Only 50 of them ever made. And yeah, I don't think, unless I win, even if I did win the lottery, would I ever get one? Because, like, God, there was one that popped up on eBay not too long ago. Unfortunately, it was damaged, actually. It had several of its gun struts broken off and other things about it were damaged. And it's just like, how do you have something that's rare, and why would you even open it? Like, if I had something that rare, it's staying in the fucking box. Unless it was already opened, it's staying in the bloody box. Unless it was a case where, like, I've got the Chrome version, which was limited to 1,000. The only reason I opened that one is because the batteries had started to corrode, and the corrosion was basically eating its way through the box and going towards the Dalek. So I opened it up and got those batteries out, cleaned off any corrosion around the box to stop it from getting to the Dalek. That would be the only circumstance where I would do that to, protect the Dalek itself. Piece of cardboard! Hooray! Like, why would you sell the G-card only for 20 quid? 20 fucking quid. Like, you can buy the standard edition of Season 15. I think standard edition is available now, if I'm right. But, that's basically half the price of a standard edition. Which I'd rather have. Rather than a piece of fucking cardboard. Yeah. Because the amount of people, it amazes me, actually, the amount of people who don't realise if they get something that's damaged in the post, and that, or they buy something that's damaged, that, yeah, you can take it back for your money back. There was one person, and if ever I find the screenshot again, I'll share it. But there was one person on the Doctor Who group who got a 15th Dr. Sonic screwdriver, and basically it was faulty because the electronics weren't working in the bottom section that rotates. The electronics weren't lighting up, it wasn't doing anything. And they were asking, they'd only just bought it, but they were asking about advice on how to take it apart to fix it, or if it was possible to maybe get some of their money back on it. It's like, you take it back. Like, if something is not as it says, you take it back. and get your money back. It's honestly unbelievable. That's filthy. That's glass. But IKEA glass. You can see a lot of these are like joke posts. Ah, yes, the attic. Oh, thank you, Yonko, because you absolutely... And also, I've forgotten the name of the other person who actually sent it to me, but you saved the day with me. Because I regret not getting the attic on Blu-ray at the time. I do regret not getting it on Blu-ray at the time, but at the time, in 2017, basically, you know, couldn't have... I was trying to save money where I could at the time, and the Blu-ray was literally double the price of the DVD. It was literally double the price, so... Yeah, I do regret not getting it at the time, but... I do have it in HD now, because someone... Not the special features, but the main event itself I do have in HD. Because I didn't know at the time, but I got a faulty, basically, disc at the time. And I didn't realise for years, because whenever I played it, and that it would skip over this one little section, and I just thought, oh, you know, something must be just a mark on the disc, and it was I only watched it through the first time, and then years later, when I came to rip it, I realised, no, it's not. It is something faulty with the disc. Like, in terms, because it is just a burnt disc. But, yeah. Thank you to the two people on that who helped me get that sorted and were able to give me a copy of it. What the fuck? He looks a bit like John Hurt, actually. So, Doctor Who life-size Dalek Pine Pitch wine cabinet. Which, yeah, because a wine cabinet Dalek. It is such a bizarre thing. I do quite like it, though. Especially for, £100 made out of pine. I'm not, you know what? Because this is not a rip-off, by the way. This is just an oddity. Sometimes I do put oddity things on there, just things I find bizarre. But something I don't like, they got the plunger and the gun the wrong way round. Urgh. But, yeah, if you're that one person who got that wine cabinet, then there you go. It's such a bizarre thing as well. It's such a bizarre thing as well. I mean, also, it's not that big of a wine cabinet either. That's what, 9 bottles you can fit in there? For something that big, that is actually a pretty small wine cabinet. And finally, I've actually got this DVD, actually. Doctor Who, The End of Time / The 11th Hour promo DVD. So yeah, this was exclusive to The Sun. And I remember getting this DVD, because for a long time, this was my DVD copy of The End of Time, because I had recorded The End of Time and its confidentials onto DVD at the time, because I had a recordable DVD player. I still have one, actually, in storage. So, basically, there was little reason for me to actually buy the DVD set. I'd also recorded Wars of Mars and that on DVD as well. And that, as well as their confidentials. But obviously this was, a free DVD and was slightly better than, it being just being a recording. Because I did have it set to the lowest quality possible for its recording. SLP or super long play, because that meant I could get up to 6 hours of a single DVD, and that's a single layer DVD, like a 4.7 gigabyte one. And obviously, you know, the way it did this was it would reduce the bit rate. It would reduce the bit rates, basically. I don't know if it downed the resolution as well, I'm not sure, but the thing is, they were expensive. They were bloody expensive. So, you know, try and get the most out of them. Though, obviously now syncs, I've got it on Blu-ray, and that's long syncs. So, yeah. But anyway, this is not worth £15. And the thing that got me, £5 postage. £5 postage for a single DVD in a cardboard sleeve that you could literally send in an envelope for like less than £1, probably. £5 postage. It's not rare as well. It's not rare. It is an interesting thing, but there's nothing exclusive about it. But yeah, no. Just no. But anyway, I think that's a good place to end it here. So, yeah, there we go. There we go, people. There we go.